live from the Twin Cities. This is the Fox 9 Morning News.
Well, many people are still struggling to find a job and maybe thinking about changing their career.
Coming up at 8, we'll learn the 3 mistakes people make when trying to change their careers.
And the recent uptick in jobs may have you considering a career switch, but is it the right time? We'll speak live with the author of Navigating Through Now What? About what to consider before making a big change. Most people change careers several times over their lifetime.
I used to work at the Disney store before I was fired.
I used to play professional basketball.
There we go. Coming up, we'll talk to an expert on how to make the best choices if you're thinking about a new field. Finding a job is hard enough, but changing careers completely can be even trickier.
After the break, we're joined by the local author of a new book all about navigating a career crossroads. Learn the mistakes many people make, and when you know, it's time to change jobs. With so many Americans out of work the past few years, many people started looking for a new career field. But how do you know a certain field is right for you? A new book could help. It's called Navigating Through Now What? And joining us is the author, president of the local career consulting company, Cultivating Careers, Karen Kodzik. Nice to have you here, Karen.
Thank you.
So if someone has been laid off and they're considering a career change, what is the first thing that you tell people?
Well, first it's take stock in how much time you have to search. And that's taking a look at what you have in savings, what you might have in severance, what you have in unemployment, because that establishes a timeline. It also imposes a sense of what's your urgency. And that from there we're able to map out a plan to get to that next step. But it's important to know how much time you have.
Okay, so when people are considering that big career change, what are some of the mistakes that people make, would you say?
I think people panic and they'll rebound to a job that's familiar versus one that they might want. They'll just go back into the same old thing, same old thing. So it's not uncommon that clients will come and say, I've been doing this job for 18 years. And I say, why are you doing that job? They said, because that's what I do. I said, do you like it? And they say, no, but that's what I do. And so that's a common mistake that people will rebound. They'll also choose a job that isn't based on their values or interests. Values change as we change and we grow up as we mature as professionals, as individuals, and without really taking another look at those values and saying, okay, what do I need in my career and my life to align with that? It takes some self-discovery, self-assessment, self-evaluation. Otherwise, people will just jump into jobs that don't align with their values anymore.
And what you're passionate about. If you're sitting there in a job you say you don't want to do anymore,
right.
It seems that that is a good place to start. Because if you truly have no idea, you just know you don't want this job anymore,
yes.
Then if you start with what you are passionate about from there,
yes.
You may come up with some ideas.
Yes, exactly. And it really, it requires people to take a step back. And that's really hard, especially when people don't have a job. They're anxious. One of the first things people will do is they'll say, I need my resume done. And I'll say, what are you going to use it for? They say, I don't know. I just need it done. And it really, reinforces that people need to take a step back and say, okay, what's important at this stage in terms of what do I want to do? What really is exciting to me? What matches with my life goals and my family as well?
It takes a lot of time, though, and if it seems to me the smart thing would be to decide these things or start planning this out while you're at the job that you currently have, if you in fact are
yes.
employed, because really, it seems like that's a big change while you're unemployed.
Right.
So if you start that process while you're working, at that job that you want to get out of, but it's going to take a fair amount of time.
Right. Career management really is an ongoing process. And interestingly, individuals that are currently working are calling us and saying, it's really time to reassess what's next. And they're doing this process while they have a job so that they can do it on their timeline, not while they're feeling anxious.
What would you say as far as career choices right now, industries, what's hot?
Healthcare will continue to be hot. Interesting.
Population is aging.
Population is aging. Also related fields, whether it's med device, whether it's service industries, really serving that population. I think that's probably the hottest, especially in the Twin Cities. We're a strong market for that.
Okay, and I would think anything also connected to technology, to the internet.
Technology is hot. Manufacturing will follow, eventually.
Okay. All right. Well, it's a big thing to think about, and it's a difficult process, but you make it easier. It's Karen Kodzik. The book again, Navigating Through. Now what? And by the way, you can the book is available now. You can go on Amazon, or you can also download a PDF. It's available to you. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.